Wow. Ooh, look at that. Alright guys, so I'm someone who has worked in an office before, a typical 9-to-5 job, and whenever I took a look at those business laptops, the traditional ones, they always tend to not just be boring but also suffer from poor build quality, poor performance and reliability, as well as poor security. However, the brand new ASUS ExpertBook series is here to fix all that. And how it starts off is with durability. That is, despite how slim the laptop is, it's actually tested to military standard levels, so this means business. Now, this is not just any wild claim. The ASUS ExpertBook series is actually designed to pass 6 epic durability tests, all of which I actually witnessed and tried in person. So let's take a look. Now, first up, the panel and hinge pressure test. Now, the device itself is able to withstand up to 28 kilograms, and that's similar to putting a heavy suitcase on it. Just imagine your laptop is being squeezed in a bag or pressed under luggage. The reinforced panel protects the screen, and this means less worry about cracks when traveling or commuting. Now, the second test here is all about the panel and hinge test. So opening and closing the lid of your laptop is something that you're going to be doing on a day-to-day basis and many times per day. So in this next test, we're going to close the lid on the pen, and it's going to show that it doesn't damage the screen or keyboard. The whole purpose of this test is to show that even under uneven pressure, the screen doesn't shatter. Now, moving on to the third test, and this is actually my favorite because it's actually a drop test of up to 120 cm. That's about your waist kind of height. Accidents happen all the time, and this is something that might happen to you. So this is about 120 cm. This is just a test in case you accidentally drop your laptop. So let's go. Yeah, sounds pretty basic. I think it's fine. Yeah, still alright. So why don't we drop it one more time? Let's go a bit higher this time around. We've got a nice bounce. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. Look at that. Everything is just fine. Now, the fourth test we're going to do here is all about testing out how durable these ports are. You're always putting in your cables, and let's see how strong is it really. Alright guys, so for this next test, it's for the port durability test. We've connected the cable into one of the ports over there, and we're going to try and lift this 8-kilogram dumbbell. Bro, this is serious. Okay, let's go and get this up and see if we can pull this up. Wow! Alright guys, there you go. Like literally, this is like exercise. Goodness. Okay, we're done. Yeah, it's connected in here. So you can see that the ports themselves are actually reinforced so strong that they can lift an 8 kg kettlebell. And this is to ensure that, even after thousands of plug-ins daily, the ports has no loose connections and they stay reliable long term. Pretty intense. Now, moving on to the fifth test here, and this is actually getting even more exciting. Now, the fifth test is actually a rump pressure test. And for this, we actually witness, someone who's about 100 kilograms stand on the laptop itself without any issues. So let's go. Alright, so over here, the lid itself is able to support more than 50 kilograms of pressure exerted on it. Now, this is actually super important because sometimes you might accidentally sit on your laptop, maybe not yourself, someone else do it. Or sometimes there's just a lot of pressure being pressed onto the laptop itself. But if you're using the ASUS ExpertBook series, you don't have to worry about that kind of pressure damaging your laptop. Now, moving on to the final test, the sixth one here. And I personally think this is the top killer of all laptops out there. Now, this is something that happens very often. Just imagine yourself, you're drinking some water or maybe your coffee and you're doing your work. And somehow, I think all of you might have experienced this once in your life. You accidentally hit your cup, the water or the coffee or the liquid spills onto the keyboard and your laptop is dead. Now, with the ASUS ExpertBook series, this laptop is actually built to be able to handle minor coffee or water spills. And if you're wondering about the amount, it's not just a couple of drops on it. It can withstand spills of up to 405 ml, guys. So, that's pretty much your whole coffee cup spilled onto the keyboard, and the laptop would still be able to survive. So having seen all these tests, this is not a gimmick. We are actually experiencing it and testing it out in person. We can safely conclude that the ASUS ExpertBook series here is built like a tank. It's not just a marketing gimmick. It actually works, and you can tahan all kinds of situations thrown at it in your daily business use. What's even more interesting? Despite all that toughness, the ASUS ExpertBook PM3 is only 1.36 kilograms. That makes it fairly lightweight and very easy to carry around. Alright, so now that we're done with the durability test, let's move over to the performance section. How does the ASUS ExpertBook series actually perform? Now, it's worth highlighting that my specific model here is the ASUS ExpertBook PM3, and this device is powered by the AMD Ryzen AI 7 350 processor with up to 50 TOPS NPU. Furthermore, it's a Copilot Plus PC, and this gives you access to all the latest on-device AI features. What I really like here is actually the WUXGA anti-glare display, because not only is it sharp, but it also gives you a clearer viewing experience both indoors and outdoors. Now, another thing that you might want to note here is that the device itself comes with that dual SSD with expandability up to 3 TB and also upgradable DDR5 RAM for flexibility and future proofing. Within the device itself is also an expert cooled thermal system that keeps the performance stable and ensures hardware longevity even when the lid is closed. Now moving on, one thing that you often do on your business laptop is have meetings on the go or maybe even in the office. So for that, to create a better meeting experience, there's also the free pre-installed ASUS AI Expert Meet that gives you features like speaker identification, meeting transcription, automatic summaries, real-time translated subtitles, and even advanced noise cancellation. Now all these features will help you to get a better meeting experience, one that is more productive. Last but not least, when it comes to the battery life, what we have in here is a 70 watt-hour battery that's rated at up to 18.5 hours. Now this is actually a pretty large battery considering how slim and lightweight the design is, and it's going to be great for business travel. Moving on, when it comes to security, not only do we have an NIST compliant BIOS, we also have a built-in fingerprint sensor for higher levels of security, and each device comes with a 3-year McAfee Premium subscription. In terms of connectivity and mobility, the device itself comes with Wi-Fi 7 support for future-ready networking and a comprehensive port selection that includes a USB-C, USB-A, HDMI, Ethernet, as well as audio jack. Now at the end of the day, the ASUS ExpertBook series is not just another business laptop. It's a durable, lightweight, AI-powered workhorse that's trusted by IT experts and built for worry-free business. With its military-grade toughness, long battery life, expandable storage, advanced AI features, and robust security, the ASUS ExpertBook PM3 shows that business laptops don't have to be boring. In fact, the ASUS ExpertBook series is now available in Malaysia in both 14 and 16-inch models, starting from RM5199, and every model comes with 3 years of on-site warranty including battery, 1 year local accidental damage protection, and a 3-year McAfee Premium. So that's basically the ASUS ExpertBook series in a nutshell. If you have any further questions, do feel free to comment down below. I'll also put in an official links for you to check out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
All work, no pleasure. I ain't here to make friends, big stepper.